Hi, this is Guitarist Denis Taaffe, and I'm in my home studio, and I want to welcome you to the making of Modern Rock Guitar Vol.340. And the album is called Modern Rock Guitar Vol.340 Pyrotechnics. Okay. And Modern Rock Guitar Vol.340 Pyrotechnics has 9 tracks. And it's actually kind of a short album, really. It's only about 45 minutes and 18 seconds. And this has a lot of ideas, musical ideas I wanted to pursue and see where they went. I guess before we get started, for those who aren't familiar with my music or my approach to guitar, I'm an electric guitarist who uses guitar loops done on the fly. It just means I come up with an idea, start playing, and I record part of it with a pedal board, and it starts to loop, and then I layer ideas on top of that. And I also emulate bass on guitar, and also things that sound like keyboards and synthesizers, all on guitar, but it's all guitar based. And all my tracks are improvised on the spot. So really what you're hearing is exactly what was coming out of my amplifiers. And basically I record left and right. I use 2 amplifiers in stereo, so these are really 2-track recordings. Okay, so let's get started here. I guess we should talk about the cover. Kind of goofy, you know, but I saw that picture and I thought, well, I'll add my face and a guitar, and then I started stacking little amplifiers, you know. In Guitar Player magazine, years ago, that was you would see these full-page ads, and man, they had, you know, Marshall stacks to the ceiling, you know. I guess most of them were fake, if you didn't know that. Yeah, they're like empty behind it. It's embarrassing. But I guess they made for a cool cover. So this was kind of a nod to that. You know, and I added all the little amplifiers. And of course the fire then was, I thought, Pyrotechnics. Okay. Alright, so let's start this going through this album, and track 1 is called Oxygen Part 1. Okay, and actually there's also Part 2, which is the last track on the album. Okay, a very short track. Okay, let's take a listen to that. Yeah, when I started recording the album, this was really the primary track that gave me an idea. Yeah. There's the main theme, obviously. And it's a pretty short track. I mean, it's less than 2 minutes, but it gives you an idea. Love this kind of thing. It's that pattern playing in the background, which is basically where I'm playing patterns and layering them with other patterns. on delayed guitars, but not always. Okay. Pretty short track, but I really like it. It sets up the album well. Now, let's go to the second track. And that's a pretty short track too, 1 minute and 14 seconds. Let's take a listen to that. Ah, yes. This, I really like this track. It sounds like a keyboard, but it's done on guitar. And very much reminds me of the film music, of film soundtracks from the 80s, basically. You know, so this would be kind of an action scene. Yeah, I really like doing that track, and fast forward a little bit. I put some of that pattern playing on top of it. Yeah, very short track, about 1 minute 15 seconds. Okay, now let's move on to the next track, track 3, called Science, and it's 5 minutes long. Let's hear that. Ah, yes. Here those suspended chords. And at the time, kind of reminded me of Alex Lifeson of Rush. You know, if you hear those chords like in 2112 and that kind of thing. So let's fast forward that to about 3 minutes. That pattern playing underneath it. Mostly reverb if you listen closely. Okay, let's move on to track 4, Pyrotechnics, which is the name of the album. Let's hear that. Yeah. And this is a guitar-based sound as well. And that's kind of like a little Mixolydian riff right there. Alright, let's fast forward that a bit. Let's say the 2:25 mark. Okay, now, right here, the 2:18 mark, or I'll go a little before, 2:13 mark, you'll hear this chord that comes out, and it's not quite right. And I left it in there because it gives it kind of what you're expecting is, you know, a real nice, pretty chord, and you get something's not quite right here. Okay, let's hear it. But before you had that little creepy, yeah, right here. That's actually going in reverse. Yeah, so this track was kind of experimental. I didn't want it to be like super pretty, if you like. You know, I want it to be like something's not quite right there. Alright, anyway, we're moving on. Number 5. It's called Sparks, and it's 8 minutes 52 seconds. Ah, yes. There's that pattern playing. Notice it takes some of the main themes from the first track and builds upon that. And let's see how that builds. We'll go to the 4-minute mark. So there you've got a bunch of the layered patterns playing, and guitar on top of that as well. Makes the clean guitar sound like it's floating almost. Okay, let's move on to track 6. Called Magnesium, and it's 5 minutes 28 seconds. Classic pattern playing there. That's just some clean guitar over it. And there is a bass guitar emulation underneath that. Alright, let's fast forward that 3 minute 50 second mark. Very cool pattern playing with different delay times. Okay, next one, Flash Pot. And it's 7 minutes long. Let's hear that. Very much kind of a John Carpenter-ish type thing. Now there I just switched the delay time. Right from dotted eighth note right here to quarter notes right here. It's a totally different sound, really. Alright, let's see how that builds. Let's go to the 3-minute 30-second mark. And there I put some swells in. So that's guitar where you basically pick the note, then turn up the volume so you don't hear the picked note. Makes it sound kind of like that, kind of like a keyboardy type sound. Gives it almost kind of a dreamy state with those long reverb tails. So let's fast forward that a little bit. 6-minute mark. Harmonized guitar there. So it really creates a mood, kind of an atmosphere. Next track, Ingredients. Let's hear that. There you go. Creates kind of a softer theme there. Reminds me a little bit of Chariots of Fire, in a way. And this is a long track. It's like 9 minutes, 46-second mark. So it definitely has a definite melody there. And let's fast forward to, I don't know, 5 minutes mark. I've got a couple layers of clean guitar, you know, playing little chordal passages, fills, and those kinds of things. Yeah. Okay, and now the very last track. Oxygen Part 2. Here you go. And it should be like the first one, but a little more developed. And it is, yeah. There's some of that pattern playing. Okay, and that's it. That's the entire album. Modern Rock Guitar Vol.340, Pyrotechnics. And it's actually a really nice album to listen to in its entirety. You know, if you pick one track out of it, it's not quite the same. You know, and there's one track where I played those, you know, those rush-like chords, and then basically pretty much made a mistake and played the chord, you know, that were wrong sounding. And I made a conscious decision to let those in, because it gives the track a little kind of eerie mood to it, you know. Now sometimes I can't really do that, you know. If I hit a wrong note or that kind of thing, I've got to cut the track there, you know, and that's the end of it. Or let it go. Though I try not to do that, obviously. In this case, I did, because it did give the track kind of this eeriness, you know, because your ear is expecting to hear, you know, this nice note, which does show up, but at first a little something eerie. It's like, wait a minute, what? Something's not quite right, and so that was kind of a conscious decision. I think I'm glad I did that, actually. And it definitely, you know, overall keeps the album interesting, you know. Hearing those little things here and there. But overall, a very solid album here. One that I very much like to listen to, you know. Alright, very good. See you next time. Bye.